Good morning, everyone. I woke up today to some weird drama between Stradman and B.Rogue Built. Some things to go over before I start with this opinionated piece is that the Stradman is somebody famous that I don't know that's on this platform, and he's famous for being on this platform. B.Rogue Built is a local shop around me in Chicagoland, and they specialize in customization, fabrication, performance, things of that nature. But I am not a paying customer of theirs. I actually have never been a customer of theirs. But I'm just going to give my 10 cents about the whole ordeal. So if you're a fan of Stradman, you know that he has this 1,000 horsepower plus Gallardo gated manual. He had done up by B.Rogue Built, twin turbo, and now he's making a video about how it starts and runs for 3 seconds and then shuts back off. Now he goes on to more detail about things and correspondence and things of that nature, but here's my takeaway. Now, B.Rogue Built is a very well-known shop around Chicagoland area. As I said before, I've never been a customer of theirs because I'm not some guy that has an Audi RAV10 or like some sort of crazy Lambo. If I were, I'd be making better content, right? But I have done work, photography work, video work with people that have been customers of B.Rogue Built, and here are my takeaways from what I've learned from their customers. The better place to get this information is probably the shop itself, but let's face it, when people are going through turmoil like this between Stradman and the actual business, sometimes people can say very biased things to protect themselves. Now, as far as I understand, in the early days of B.Rogue Built, a business owner who will be unnamed of B.Rogue Built took a chance, took a risk, and said, I'm going to start doing Lamborghinis and I'm going to start doing this and that and the other thing. Very quickly, word got out that this guy was willing to work on stuff like this. And a lot of these Lamborghini and Audi R8s and, Ferrari owners and things like that, they were all flocking to this shop because, let's face it, there's a lot of shops that refuse to service some of these cars because of the expense, because of the risk. Because, listen, if you don't take a risk, there's no reward in it, right? Nothing ventured is nothing gained. I think that's how it goes. So years ago, I've worked with people in the early days that were customers of B.Rogue Built. And basically, a lot of those customers consisted of people that only had an exhaust kit for their Audi R8, their Lamborghini Huracan or Lamborghini Gallardo, or even Ferraris I've seen. But all in all, I didn't really see turbo kits or like real performance parts being put on these cars by this shop. Fast forward a couple years, and you start seeing some turbo kits being applied to some of these cars. And at these local car meets, and if you've seen in any of my previous videos, there's actually a recent vlog I posted about this too. Or not about this, but there's a recent vlog that I posted where there's a lot of Lamborghinis with twin turbo kits. And guess what? Those twin turbo kits are provided by B.Rogue Built. Now, I'm not saying that they provide bad services. I'm not saying that at all. I think they took a risk with the Gallardo, though, because when you look at Instagram and you look at Underground Racing, right? Underground Racing is very well known for twin turboing exotic cars. They did do a post or posted something in regards to a Gallardo, Stradman's, and they did make a statement because they were getting massive messages saying, oh, Underground, fix this for him. Underground, fix this for him. We get it. Stradman is famous on this platform. No question about that. What I'm trying to get at is Underground Racing decided to stop twin turboing, specifically Gallardos. Don't know the reasons why. I'm not a professional that specializes in Gallardos, but I think, if I want to take my best educated guess, is because this happens. What is happening to Stradman right now? That these kind of things happen, and there's nothing that really anybody can do about it. And maybe that was something that Underground Racing decided that this is too high of a risk. We're not going to do these anymore. And that's why they don't do them anymore. That's just a guess. Take it with a grain of salt. But looking at the whole picture, that's what I can safely say and confidently say that that's why Underground Racing does not do any more Gallardos. BRogue Built, on the other hand, started from humble beginnings. The owner seems really cool. I actually have tried to get a interview scheduled with him for a Field Stories episode on my channel. The guy's just so damn busy, he's a hard person to get a hold of. As soon as he decided that he wanted to start putting his hands on exotic cars, and only exotic cars, well, for the most part, people started flocking to him because he was willing and able to do the work. Now, I don't know the agreement that Stradman had with BRogue Built. Normally, a shop would have some sort of contract to state that, or protect themselves, right? So I don't know the whole story on that part. Maybe something comes out and something surfaces where, you know, because of the nature of the vehicle, being a Gallardo or an exotic car, maybe to remove a little bit of risk, there is like maybe a clause that says like, if we fuck up, like, you guys don't blame us. I'm not, I don't really agree with that, honestly. If a shop messes it up, you should be responsible for fixing it regardless. And for people to message other shops like Underground Racing and all these other well-known shops that twin turbo these kind of cars and do the same amount of work to them, and then seeing how they don't any longer work on cars, these specific cars, in this way, might be a sign to say that these were hard cars to work on in the first place. I do want to say that it's unfair to the other shops to be expected to handle another shop's problem. For an outcry, a public outcry to say all these other shops should be picking up the slack where another shop failed. Let's just chalk it up to a failure. Yes, BRogue Built, likely, with like 80% confidence, they screwed this up. Is it one out of hundreds of thousands of customers? Yes. Only speaking from experience of talking with other customers, this is not something that you heard a lot. And this is a local shop around me. You see the customers all the time. I've talked to customers, I've interviewed customers even, and they all say the same thing. Excellent work, excellent fabrication, excellent sound out of the exhaust. For the twin turbo side, for these boosted applications on these exotics, I've heard nothing but good things too. I have talked to people with, like, say, an Audi R8 V10, and it was gone for weeks to get this twin turbo applied. And I do understand that it was, based on what I heard from the customer, it was a tuning nightmare. Now, I'm not saying the Gallardo is the same, but Audi V10, Gallardo, I'm not saying they're the same exact engine, but it's So altogether, I think my unbiased opinion would have to be BRogue Built. I can confidently say they probably messed this up, or likely messed this up. But at the same time, I think Stradman is, I might get heat for this, but I think he's being a little bit of a crybaby about it. Yeah, you spent a lot of money, and you expect a product to be working correctly. But that comes with the territory of modifying your car. We're going to be doing a cam swap on my Hemi soon, and guess what? I don't expect it to work properly, even with the proper tune on it. Any car you're modifying needs to be, like, dialed in. When you're investing into modifying your car, it has to come with the expectation that things may not go the way you want. It has to. Hands down, it has to. So, with that said, I hope both parties can see past this. I just see BRogue Built getting a lot of hate for this, and they're overwhelmed. They have a business to run, and they're being overwhelmed by social media about them talking trash because Stradman said my car's not working. Sometimes that's the unfortunate power of social media. We live in a time now where someone like famous on a platform, that anyone that doesn't use a platform has no clue who he is. But for some reason, this guy made one video post saying my car's not working, and here's the story about it, and why I'm so disgruntled with this shop about it, and here are my reasons and my proof, and blah blah blah. But one person can say this thing, and coincidentally enough, he's famous on this platform, and all of a sudden everybody flocks over to the business and says, how fucking dare you, blah 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 blah. You know, like, that's not fair, guys. What if it was your business? So all I'm saying is, let the two people work it out. Yes, he made a post about it. Was it jumping the gun? I think so. Like, he was trying every opportunity to get the issue fixed. Yes, the shop basically told him to F off. But let them two sort it out. You know, like, how are you guys going to destroy a business, and especially one from humble beginnings, and just because this guy took a risk to say, I'm going to do this, and people are going to come, I'm going to get more business out of it. Just doesn't seem fair to me. So that's that. I'm going to go grab another cup of coffee, and thank you for hearing me out. Like, whatever, subscribe or something, I don't know.